What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about what's going on with LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Kind of have a general discussion. I'm going to be doing this for videos today and tomorrow, talking about some games that are supposed to be coming out this year at some point, but we haven't really got a lot of information for them. If you guys want me to do this with any other upcoming game, definitely let me know in the comments. But again, I want to generally just talk about this game. Again, what's going on, my impressions of it, because this is a game I'm actually looking forward to. Like, I do want this game. I'm not the biggest Lego person in the world. I've recently actually created a couple Legos for my daughter for her birthday. That was actually quite a lot of fun to make. But these Lego games, they definitely go up and down. I think it more or less depends on the actual franchise. And I've owned, I believe, all of the Star Wars Lego collection. Now, there's been so many Lego games. They've been bundled up in different versions of them. I believe I've played all seven of the main games. I actually had bought the Force Awakens Lego game back when it came out. I think it was like 2016. I think I returned it as well. I beat it, I played it, and then I gave it back. Not enough, I felt like, in there to warrant me owning it. But I would be looking forward to a game like this. It's going to bring brand new changes to the game, allow for free roam. And in general, I mean, kind of like bringing all of these games up to speed in 2020, I think is a really good thing. Obviously, from the developers that have made quite a few Lego games in the past, so I have no doubt they're going to do a good job. Published by Warner Bros. Now, the biggest thing to me when I talk about what's going on with this game is this is a little, not necessarily alarming. Like, I'm not, again, staying up every single night in my bed and saying, oh my God, where's Lego Star Wars? But for Warner Bros., they don't really do this. We've talked about it in a lot of different videos throughout the past on Podcast Now, that they generally announce their game and then it releases very soon after, like 4 to 6 months, probably max. Very different. There are situations like Batman Arkham Knight was an example. However, that game was announced. The game was supposed to come out that following fall, and then it was delayed all the way to the following June. So that one, was over a year since they had announced it, but it was never planned to be that way. So, there are examples here and there, but for the most part, when you announce your game, and it's been almost a year, so I believe this was announced last E3, almost a year since this game was announced, and we've really gotten next to nothing on it. We knew it was coming out in 2020. I guess there has been release dates that have been thrown around. People that, like leakers inside, have said what it could be. One person said like middle of April. Well, it is middle of April, so obviously that's not happening. I hope it's soon. I really hope it's soon. We've had a lot of discussions on this channel about the lack of games, and while games are going to start coming into focus, and I'm sure when we get to E3 time this year, I get it. Obviously, there's no E3, but like when there could be like online conferences and stuff like that, I feel like we will get a better scope of what's coming in the fall. With the disasters that could be next generation consoles, even with those pushed aside, there are going to be plenty of games, that's for sure. The gaming industry has been, I'd say, one of the largest industries that have not been affected by what's going on around the world versus other, even just in the entertainment industries with movies, with television, filming wise, even with them, they're going to be affected as well. So we are going to start to see more games, but there's not a lot of games. We've talked about that, right? Going forward, there's not that many games coming out. We've been waiting for more details, like on SpongeBob. We finally got it, right? We know that release date. Destroy All Humans is another one I've really focused on, like when, what's going on with there. Hopefully we get something there soon. We just got a Crisis remaster announcement, right? We don't necessarily know when, sometime this summer, but we're starting to see games. And then you look back, you can go on Wikipedia, right? That's actually honestly a really good one for looking at upcoming games, whether or not it's had a release date or it's just supposed to come out that year. And this was a game that I do think about from time to time, because I think people have even asked me in live streams and comments as well on Podcast Now. But this is a game that I'm interested in. It's a game that I love. The Lego games that I've played for Star Wars specifically, I've played more than just Star Wars, but the Star Wars ones are all very good. In fact, I believe it could have been the first time I ever played a Lego video game were the Star Wars ones, were like the 4, 5, 6. I feel like that's the first one I ever did. I really like the Pirates ones. I've played the Jurassic World ones. So I have played quite a bit of them, but these Star Wars ones, to get them, again, all up to speed, all where they're supposed to be, really exciting. Obviously, 7 the seventh one, or Force Awakens, they added so much to that game to make it its own one game, which I don't think was a very good idea. So I wonder if they're going to do extra things with the games we already know with 1 through 6. In addition, while I am not a fan of 8 and not a fan of 9, I like 9 more than 8, but I didn't really love either of them. It'll be really interesting to see how they do that in the game-wise, what actual scenes they pick from it. It's a game that I'm interested in. I want to be able to see it. At the very least, I'd like to know when it comes out. I want it to come out soon. When they announced it, I think it would have made more sense to do it around the time that you had a main movie coming out. Obviously, you had Jedi Fallen Order kind of take that spot, and it took it very well, and obviously it did very well for it. But now you have it, and it's like, yeah, the Clone Wars is ending in the fall. Do you have the Mandalorian season 2 that's still happening as long as nothing's been delayed there? You got that. You do an Ahsoka show. So I mean, they could still line it up with Star Wars properties happening in general. It's just you're not going to be able to line it up with a major movie. But I don't know. It's a game that obviously it's not on the top of everybody's the thinking list of what people are thinking every day. But again, these are kind of like these fun, smaller games that I want to be able to talk about on this channel, because this is a game that I'm interested in. It's a game that I feel like it would probably be full price, right? It'd probably be like $60. Given in the right circumstances, I may be inclined to get this game. I really think I would lean towards getting the game, but I just really would like to know when it releases. And again, we specifically for this game, they haven't given us a lot of info on it. We really have not heard all that much. They've been, I don't know about Lego-wise, but I can tell you Warner Bros.-wise, they've been extraordinarily quiet, way more than usual. In fact, they're not normally quiet, Warner. Again, they're insanely quiet. They announced their game, and again, it comes out within the next half year after they announce it. This Star Wars game is the exact opposite. I don't really know if there was any talk about it beforehand, but they announced it. I'm sure there was talk back then, and then there's been next to nothing for the most part. There are trailers and small things here and there people report on, new details on the game, stuff like that. But for the most part, this game has been pretty darn quiet leading up to its release, and again, very different for a Warner Bros. Game in general. But guys, what do you think? When do you think this game could release? I feel like at this point, we're probably looking at like a late summer, early fall thing. I feel like that's kind of in the area, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up, and I do a new video every single day on this channel, so you can always look forward to a new video the next day. Again, let me know one more time in the comments if there's any other games that are kind of, small, or maybe a personal favorite for yours, or one that you're looking forward to that maybe doesn't get a lot of talk on YouTube, on the internet in general, and I would love to make a video on it, okay? Thank you again, guys, so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.